All right, y'all. Kristen Iness here, Playing with Kristen, Life with Kristen. I got a message, a DM the other day that asked, do I like Coil better than Happy Planner, or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I said I love being on Coil, and I thought this would be a good idea to do a video about. You know, do I prefer this? Do I prefer Coil? I'll be honest now, I don't think one is better than the other. All right. I don't think there's one that's superior. I think there's a time in your life where you need a planner with a certain binding, and then there will be another time in your life where you need another planner with another type of binding. And that's kind of where I am. So I'm going to go through a little history of my planning journey and where I am now, all that stuff. So if you did not know this, I got into planning in late 2015, and I started with Happy Planner. And I used Happy Planner for years until 2018. And then September that year, my best friend Jamie got me an Erin Condren for my birthday. And I used Erin Condren for 2 years. Then I went back to Happy Planner, and I used a Happy Planner for almost a year. And then I went back to, no, then I stopped using Happy Planner, and I got Plum Paper on disc. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready for Coil. I think I need to go back to Coil. So that is exactly what I did. So I'm here to give you the pros and cons of both, why I decided to go back to the Coil, and all that good stuff. So if you're new here, a disc-bound system, basically it is the one planner system where you can make a planner any way you want. Happy Planner is not the only disc-bound system. Tool, Arc, I think Martha Stewart has a disc-bound system. Lots of shops on Amazon have disc-bound system. And the great thing about the disc-bound system is that you can make your planner as big as you want or as small as you want. It's very customizable, meaning if you have the punch that goes with the disc, you can pretty much punch anything and put it into your planner. Really does not matter what. So that is the great thing about a disc-bound planner. If you're a person where, you know, you want to take things out and put note pages in a certain place, you have the ability to do that, all right? Cons with the disc-bound system is that pages coming off, disc breaking, you know, and then like where the binding is, the paper getting folded, ruining it, and all that stuff. So I mean, that's really the cons of it. Oh, and with it being Coil, it can feel a little flimsy, meaning like if you take it with you, this is just my experience, I can't speak for everyone, meaning if you take it with you, you know, paper can come off, or if it's in your purse or something, one of the discs getting broken, you have to buy another disc. But I will say the pros do outweigh the cons when it comes to a disc-bound system, and I'm sure anybody who uses a disc-bound system will tell you how much they love it, and it will give you different reasons. Here's a coil-bound system that I am back in. This is Plum Paper. Both of these are Plum Paper, by the way. And I decided to go back to Coil because when I went to disc, I had really got back into Happy Planner. And I was buying like all of this filler paper, and I could not have enough filler paper. And so I would add it within my weeks. And I had like, you know, Franken-planning, which Franken-planning, if you don't know, is where you put your, you combine 2 or more planners into one. And I was doing like all this Franken-planning and adding things, and, you know, and it's one of those like a shiny new object. You're like, oh, let me do that. And so I did that for a little while, and I took everything out because I really just wanted a planner that was just a planner. I wanted one planner catch-all. If something did not work and I needed more space, I would do that. So I went, I decided that I was no longer adding things to my planner. I wasn't really taking things out. Also, disc-mount system, if you're a person where you film a Plan With Me video, you can take the pages out. And so I had stopped doing Plan With Me videos like back in the first quarter of the year, so that was not going to be an issue anymore. I wanted a planner where it felt more sturdy if I took my planner out. You know, I wouldn't have to worry about anything coming out or whatever, and that's the Coil bound for you. You don't have to worry about anything coming off. It's, you know, you'd have to rip it out. The pros about having everything on Coil, one thing I just mentioned. Another, personally, I think I think a planner looks better on Coil. I do. That's just a personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I just think that it looks better on a Coil. Another thing about having Coil is that you can have everything all in one. You know, even though you can have that with the disc, you're always tempted to switch things out. You're always tempted. So, and then when you're always tempted, it's just like, I need to buy this, I need to buy that, I need to buy this, because I can mix it up and mix and match. With the Coil, you're not so tempted. I find with the Coil, I save money because there's not many accessories you can buy that are going to clip on the Coil. I know EC sells like some bookmarks and stuff and everything, but there's not, you're not going to be like, well, I need to buy this so I can put it to my planner, because, I mean, even though I've seen people uncoil planners and add it, that's just way too much work. That's one thing I can say I would never do. You know, it's very simple when it's Coil, because you don't have the temptation of adding things, meaning you don't have the temptation of spending money. All right. And another thing about Coil is that the bigger your planner is, you don't need to buy huge discs. Now, the one good thing about this is that you have, these are like considered classic size discs for Happy Planner. They have ones that are smaller and they have some that are really big. And with the Coil, they do have smaller Coil. I know EC sells it, but they can make your planner 18 months and you don't need a bigger Coil. With this, if this was 18 months, I would need the expander disc. With this, you do not. So you don't have to worry about, are my pages going to mess up because of this, okay? I will say the con about Coil is that you cannot add anything. You might think that's a Coil, you might be like, oh shit, I wish I had that, or I wish I had note pages and everything. I purposely did not put note pages in here. I have a whole notebook that I use, so I don't worry about not being able to have note pages in my planner. Also, another con is that if you're a person where you decorate, you have this right here. Let me focus. This is where I have decorated all the way through December, from July all the way to December, and you see how big it is. And so when after December gets here, I'm going to take July through December out, and that'll really free up some space. But you do have to worry about that, about how it looks on the Coil if you decorate a lot. With the disc, you can just take out the months and just put on whatever, which is one thing I loved about the disc. If it got a little big with my planner, I just take pages out. I was a person where when I was doing the Franken planning, I had like 3 planners and I would keep 3 months at a time. And I would just tear out that month when I was done. Not tear it out, but I would take out the month when I was done and add the month after that last month. And it kept it cohesive. And so I never had to worry about this with the Coil. But this does not deter me. It really does not deter me for, you know, to go back to using disc or whatever. I really like having everything on the Coil. So what do I prefer? Do I think one is better than the other? I don't think one is better than the other. I think everyone has their reasonings for using whatever type of planner system that they have. But for me right now, I'm never going to say never when it comes to planners again. I'm not going to say I'm never going back to disc. I just don't know. I don't see myself doing it, but I'm not going to say never. I prefer the Coil. Just one, it feels more sturdy. Like with the disc, you see how that's moving? You know, it feels a little flimsy. With the Coil, I mean, nothing's going to come out. You don't have to worry about it. You know, I think with having a disc bound, you have a lot more options in terms like any type of paper or planner insert that you have, you can easily punch it and put it on disc. So, I mean, there's lots of pros to having a disc, but as far as I'm concerned, what I prefer Coil, just because everything's together, you know, for lack of a better word. Everything is together. I don't have to worry about it. And also with plum paper, as you guys know, that's what I use. Plum paper like kind of put me at ease just because of all the customization that you can do before you even get your planner shipped to you. Like, you know, you can add the holidays and there's a folder in there already. You don't have to buy a separate folder. You can add note pages and there's different categories that you can add, so you don't have to feel like, oh my God, I can't have that because I have Coil. Plum Paper is probably one of the only planner companies that I know that lets you customize your planner as much as you can when it comes to them. And so that's another reason why I don't feel bad about being on Coil, because I really got to customize it. I kept it pretty simple. I didn't add any note pages, it's just the standard ones that come with the planner. I love having the folder in there because I put stickers I use every single day or week in there, and I don't feel deprived. I don't feel deprived. With that said, I know planner piece is thrown around quite a bit when it comes in a planning community, and people are just like, there is no planner piece. I think planner piece is whatever you're happy with in that time of your life. So I use one planner. I have planner piece in the way where plum paper, that this is the planner for me. I never feel the need to be like, oh, I need an EC, or I want a happy planner, or I want to try something else. This plum paper with the lines and everything has really made me realize, okay, this is it. I don't need another planner. I don't need to go look anywhere else. I'm good. And it feels really good to feel that way about a planner. And you know, I felt that way about the planner itself on disc. When I was using the disc, I said, I'm not going to another planner. I don't want to think about another brand. I'm not doing it. So I knew it wouldn't change once it got on Coil. But with that said, like I said, there's no one that's better than the other. I think it's all personal preference. And it's just a matter of what you want, you know. Both things can be expensive if you want them to be, or you can be very, very basic, even with the disc if you want, and not pay attention to all the noise of buy me, buy me. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and let me know what is your binding preference at the moment, and I can read it and respond in the comments. All right, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video, and I'll see you all next time.